Hey everyone, welcome to another game recap here on Frozen Oil. I don't know. I don't want this to all be negative, but these October starts here for the Edmonton Oilers are just ridiculous. You gotta be way more physical. You gotta be have at least double the effort that the Oilers are showing us right now. The first half of the game, they were single digits in shots. Things turned around a little bit there. The last maybe 10 minutes of the third period, there was some offensive pressure from the Oilers, but we are at the point right now where we have to. I mean, 6 games in, we're 2-3-1 at this point. And we could easily be 1-5. Again, that Vancouver game is really the only game where they deserved the win. So easily could have a completely different record right now. And the story continues. The story continues with the constant changing of lines. The third goal by the Red Wings kind of caught Skinner off guard there and went in. That proves to be the deciding factor in the game, but we're not going to put that one goal as the main fault of the Oilers losing this game in Detroit. Detroit was, on a four or 5 game win streak going into this game. And they just proved again to be the better team. The Oilers just can't get off to good starts. And the turnovers are just ridiculous. As a coach in the NHL, you gotta put your foot down at some point and just, give somebody less shifts or sit them in the box for a game to kind of snap out of it, because we're losing much needed points, and anyone that is still hanging around, expecting the Oilers to win the division with a start like this, I mean, you're going to be waiting. The season can't go further than 82 games, so you're going to be waiting a long time for that to happen if this continues. Not a lot of bright spots for the Oilers, other than Noah Philp gets another goal. He was the first star of the game versus Vancouver, and he gets taken out of the lineup right after that, so kind of questionable decisions. This isn't just me. This is, all the fans. Again, this is a fan channel, so we talk what the fans are talking, and a lot of people upset with Noah Philp getting taken out of the lineup. I mean, the guy skates hard every shift. He creates chances, and he gets a goal again in his second game. So taking a guy like that out of the lineup for no apparent reason doesn't make much sense to the Oilers faithful. It doesn't make much sense to me. Also at the beginning of the year, there's all this talk about, Ike Howard and Savoie coming in and tearing it up on the first 2 lines. They're not even getting top 2 line minutes, A, and B, that is an expectation that is just not feasible in the NHL, to expect not only 1 but 2 rookies to come in and just light it up for the Oilers. So we are really missing Hyman right now. We are really missing Wallman. Hopefully when those guys come back, we'll have some better hockey, but I just don't see things changing for the Oilers anytime soon until they get some help from the cavalry. And even then, we're still missing those grit players that I've been harping on since the beginning of the season. You have to find ways to replace what Corey Perry brings to a game. And I'm not talking statistics. I'm talking in between plays. I'm talking about Evander Kane standing up for players, dropping the gloves. That stuff just isn't happening. Another game here, the 6th game in. Not one fight yet for the Oilers. There should have been 2 fights against Vancouver, and nobody wants to drop the gloves. And obviously Connor Brown, haunts us right away and gets a very important shorthanded goal for the Devils, and that was the deciding factor. So these kind of clutch players that do the little things, get you those big goals, get you these hits, get you drop the gloves. The Oilers just don't got it. And again, playing the best league in the world, it's going to be tough to see any progression in what's going on without guys like that in the lineup. So, I mean, I'm not too optimistic here until at least we get Hyman and Wallman in the lineup. But right now, the Oilers just look like a lesser quality team than the past 2 years, that's for sure. So having said that, let's head on over to Twitter and see what everybody else has to say about the Oilers. And we're going to kick this one off with an interview from Leon Draisaitl right after the game.
And how difficult do you find it to build momentum in these games where you guys are, consistently chasing?
Doesn't look happy at all.
Yeah, it is. Just not creating enough offense. Obviously,
Been saying
not
that
really
for
seeing
4
it
games.
right now, and then it's hard for sure.
When it comes to not creating enough offense, what are you seeing that's maybe limiting you guys right now?
I don't know. Certainly not for a lack of effort. I think everyone's trying really hard, but it's just it's tough going right now. It's not easy when you're not seeing it and plays are closing down on you quick. So it's just got to be better.
When the effort is there, is that just kind of a matter of time before it does start clicking?
Well, yeah. I think with the talent in here it is, but certainly frustrating.
Leon, you seem really happy with the start, getting up to nothing you said, or the first 2 games, excuse me, and talking about how you could really build momentum off that. What's maybe changed? Why hasn't that momentum really been able?
Yeah, we're just not scoring enough. I think we're playing fine defensively. It's just not. Yeah, you're not going to win very many games when you score 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah. From an offensive standpoint, you're talking about you're integrating a lot of new players. How challenging has that been? Without Zach Hyman too, a lot of different things happening.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not that. It's me. That's certainly not feeling it right now. So, the game changes when your top guys, are feeling it and they're seeing it and they're creating offense. It changes the entire dynamic of a group. So, just have to take a look in the mirror and figure something out to be better.
You have played into June a couple times now. Is it tough to get going in a season when the games are a little bit different?
Yeah, certainly. We've played an awful lot of hockey the last 3 years, 4 years, and not a lot of break, not a lot of rest time, and there comes a time where, maybe it catches up to you a little bit, but, there's another team that went through the same thing, and we got to find a way to push through it, and, just take a look in the mirror and just be better.
Leon?
Well, there you have it from Leon Draisaitl. Just the body kind of demeanor that, we showed a clip of McDavid's interview after the last game. They just don't look very excited. They look down. They look out of it. They're obviously not happy. And it's kind of this is kind of the time in the season where you need production from when your top guys aren't going. You need, goals to be potted by guys other than McDavid and Draisaitl. Draisaitl does have 4 goals. Today was his first 5-on-5 goal. McDavid still with 0 goals. So that needs to improve. They got to start clicking for us to kind of get out of this rut that we're in right now. Moving on to the next one from EJ at Ed Gearin. Not even the emotional support chicken could help me. So obviously having a tough time getting through that game. That's a pretty cool emotional support chicken in Oiler colors. So thanks for sharing that. Next one from Jake at Oil Acumen. We should all be used to the Oilers sucking in October, but it's so jarring after the playoff Oilers. Yeah, it's tough to go from a team that makes it to the finals back-to-back years, and then we see this kind of hockey in October. Like, they're just not getting shots. They're not hitting. It's completely different. There's too many line changes. I don't know how you're going to find any sort of chemistry if you keep changing the lines. Anyone that's played sports, you know that when you play with different people, it takes time to gel. So it doesn't seem like the coaching staff of the Oilers is going to allow for that. So next one from Shaden. The Oilers and letting someone score the first NHL goal. Imagine my shock. And that is in response to Finney not only getting his first NHL goal, but his first 2 NHL goals against the Oilers. That has to be a stat that's recorded somehow. And if it is, guaranteed the Oilers are number 1 for allowing first NHL goals against them as an organization. This is going way back. Next one from Oilers John. Get Darnell Nurse off this team. He has the lowest hockey IQ in the history of the league. Very questionable decisions that he just keeps repeating. Not a good game tonight from Darnell Nurse. Once again, I don't know how much longer we're going to wait for this guy to be worth what we're paying him, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Next one from formerly the Cynic. I'm so tired of watching Connor pass up shots that I'm ready for him to leave. So tired of watching Nurse. So tired of watching Skinner. Oilers are a trash organization. Formerly the Cynic is obviously extremely upset after today's game. Yeah. I don't know. It's, again, so many reasons. It's not worth going through it all over again, but there's got to be a change in attitude in the next game. Next one from Tyler DT. I can't watch 82 games of this brand of Oilers hockey. Somebody fight somebody or something. Somebody do something. Yeah. Very boring hockey. Very, very, very boring hockey. I think that's Knoblauch's strategy, especially on road games. He tries to just play this extremely tight checking game until the third period hits, and then he kind of, turns on the jets, but it's not working. It's not working. And when you're down by 2 goals in the third period, seemingly all the time, it's just too hard to come back from. So that strategy definitely isn't working. How do the Oilers look offensively right now? And there's the chance by Draisaitl, 3-2 game, clear-cut breakaway, and loses the puck, unfortunately. Could have tied the game there and maybe, mustered a point out of this game, but that happens and it's all for nothing. Next one from David Staples. Draisaitl bobbling and losing the puck on the late third period breakaway is unfortunately a solid metaphor for the Oilers season to date. And it's been a rocky start. Next one, Daniel Fika. Darnell Nurse is so bad at hockey. Thanks again, Ken Holland, you fraud. And speaking of Ken Holland, the LA Kings are off to a horrible start. They've probably not had a start like this in a while. So he's over there wrecking another organization. Nurse had a brutal game today. Continuing on the Nurse is Golden Era Hockey. Nurse with another tough performance. I wrote a piece before the season started about what an important season this was for him and it's been a disaster. The Oilers need Jake Wallman badly. Had excellent results with Nurse last season. And here are some stats. And, of course, Darnell Nurse is at the very bottom of it. So another, unfortunately, bad game for the Oilers. Another loss. The Oilers are now 2-3-1 on the season. And I guess we'll see what happens on Tuesday when they are in Ottawa. That game is coming at you at 5 p.m. So stay tuned for a game recap after that. And until then, hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you on the next video. Most importantly, and I hope this happens like right away, go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channel you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.
Frozen or hockey,